Hello YouTubers, how you doing? CJ here, I hope you're keeping well. Alright, so it's been about 2 weeks since my last YouTube video on showing you something from my collection. Now, those of you who have seen my videos before will know that apart from Elvis, I do like other artists as well. And although Elvis is my ultimate #1, I love artists such as Chuck Berry, Little Richard, Eddie Cochran, Del Shannon, Richie Valens. You know, I love all the artists from the 50s and the 60s. And recently I've started showing my other collections by other artists who's inspired me over the years. I've done one on Meatloaf, I've done one on Jimmy Ellis, aka Orion, and I've done one on Ronnie McDowell, and now I'm doing one on Shakin Stevens. Yes. Now, when I was 5 years old, I just turned 5. My father was throwing a party, and this is the other thing before I continue. Sorry, I'm just going back and forward here. Those of you who see my other videos will know that my memory is sharp as a razor. So there's a lot of things about my childhood that I remember, especially when it comes to music. And I'll never forget the day that I went to Shaky. 5 years old, and my father was throwing a little party. And I was listening to, like I said, the artists from the 50s. My dad played them all that day, and he put a cassette on, and I heard jungle rock. And I thought, hang on, this sounds different. This doesn't sound like how I heard it before. It sounded more, I don't know, just a little bit more modern, a little bit more upbeat, a little bit more rocking. I was like, yeah, this is so cool. So, as I did with every artist that I got into as a kid, I asked my father questions about who we were listening to. And he said his name was Shakin. Well, he said who I was listening to was a group called Shakin Stevens and the Sunsets. And he didn't really say much more, to be quite honest. So I just said, oh, okay. And I don't think really, you know, if I remember correctly, I didn't really ask many questions about the group. I just was listening to the music. I was enjoying the music. So it was jungle rock, then another song come on, and another, and I was just, oh, this is so awesome, you know. Later that evening, he put a video on, and I remember playing in the front room, and literally I heard Marie Marie, and I was like, what? Zing! I ran straight in front of the TV. I was like, who's that guy? Number one, I thought his voice sounded familiar, and my dad said, yep, that's Shakin Stevens. Me here now, dopey, turned around and went, where's the Sunsets? I remember saying that. And he said, all he said to me was, no, Shakin Stevens was with a group called the Sunsets, then he went solo. That's it. And he said he went on to make very big hits like This Old House and Green Door and so forth. Now, I knew the songs, but I obviously didn't know that he recorded them. So, yeah, amongst playing with the punch bag, I remember playing with the punch bag. I was just looking towards the TV all the time, and in the end I just stopped and sat down, as I would do with my father when I was a kid. You know, we would listen to music together and watch music artists on the screen, like the videos of documentaries and so forth. I loved it, you know. I loved learning the history about music and different artists. And then after Marie Marie, then This Old House came on, and then You Drive Me Crazy and Green Door, and I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. Now, when It's Raining come on, I remember thinking, this is cool, but it's too slow. I think, you know, as a kid, I liked things that were really, you know, pumping. Even though I did like emotional songs too, the only people who the only artist at that time I liked emotional songs by and slow songs by was Elvis. But I started to, you know, enjoy the slow music by other artists as well, like, you know, like Cry to Me and stuff like that, which was a cool song. And It's Raining over the years, obviously when I was a kid, just grew on me. But I loved all the others. You know, I loved Oh Julie and Shirley and what have you. So anyway, I remember playing the tape out. I remember my dad said, actually, at that point he said, you can have this tape. I'd just look after it, he said. And I wore the tape out. It was Video Show Volume 1. It's the only videotape of Shaky my dad had at the time. And I remember playing it so much that one day I put it in, and we had a double video recorder which you could record on two systems, and you could also make copies with it as well. Now, I didn't really understand much about them. All I knew is at that time we had a double cassette, and my dad said to me not to put it in one of them, and I couldn't remember which one not to put it in, whether it was the top deck or the bottom. Me being excited to come home from being out and put the tape in, and it chewed up. And my dad, obviously he gave me a row. He was like, you should have put it in this deck. Took it out and it snapped. He put it together, wound it in. He said, right, now look after it. Don't be me, stuck it in the wrong one again. And it chewed up again. In the end, the tape went in the bin. And I was gutted. And it wasn't until I was in my teens that I actually found another copy of that. And it was during my teens I then learned about Video Show Volume 2, and there are two kinds of music, rock and roll, and the epic videos, 4 VHS tapes. And growing up, because I was into other artists as well, and there wasn't many CDs around in the 90s of Shaky, apart from hits compilations. But where I lived in South Wales, I didn't really go to Cardiff a lot and so forth. There was always Woolworths in Bargard, and the only ones they had was the hits Volume 1 and 2. And so I got those, and I loved them. But I did have cassettes. When I got into my later teens was when I actually got cassettes of like This Old House album and Lipstick, Powder and Paint and a few of the others. And it was at that point I really started collecting Shaky. And finding more out about him. So, yeah. In the end, to cut a very long story short, because I don't want to talk even more forever, I collected his vinyls and I collected his CDs. Then I got into my adulthood, and I was still sort of learning about Shaky. And I remember then started collecting stuff off eBay. And I remember buying the single of Your Ma Said You Cried in Your Sleep Last Night. And it was at that point that I'd already collected a lot of vinyl albums. And I already had the vinyl albums, but I wanted to buy the albums that came out on CD. And the first CD I tried to bid on was The Bop Won't Stop. And I remember buying, winning Your Ma Said You Cried in Your Sleep Last Night single in a picture sleeve, and The Bop Won't Stop I lost. And I remember messaging the seller apologising for the late payment on the single, because it was a CD of Shaky I was trying to bid on, and I'd lost it, but I was hoping I'd win it to pay for both at the same time. Anyway, that seller was very understanding, and even I'd already paid for the single by this point, and he asked me what CD was it, and I told him it was The Bop Won't Stop. Well, generous, in all his generosity, he messaged me and said that, well, I've got a spare copy of that if you'd like to buy it. And I ended up buying it off him, and me and that seller are still the best of friends to this day. And his name is Mr. Paul Wallace, and he runs the unofficial fan group on Facebook, Shaky Now, the unofficial fan group, the definitive Shaky group on Facebook. And I'm going to put the links in the description, right, so you can check that group out, because it is an amazing group and the best place to be on Facebook. Paul Wallace is a fantastic guy. He runs the group with a fantastic group of admins and moderators, including one of my other good friends, Mr. Ricky Aaron, who does an awesome tribute to Shaky. So check him out as well. His links for his website, his Facebook, the groups, everything will be in the description of this video. Check them out. Okay, so that's enough of me. I think I'm going to start showing you my collection now. Now, what I'm going to show you first... sorry, before I start showing, Shakin Stevens' official website and Facebook page link will also be in the descriptions, okay? So now here is my collection. Now, I'm going to show you my CD collection. Now, I do have vinyls, but I can't get to them at the moment. In fact, I can't get my vinyls at all, full stop at the moment, because we're doing so much work on the house. I'm not going to show you any of the vinyl singles, because even though I can get to them, I'll do that in another video. So this is just my CD collection. Now, what I'm going to say about some of these CDs I'm going to show you, they will make sense at the end, alright? Okay, now here's Shaky's first solo album, Shakin Stevens. This is a backup copy, alright? All of these CDs I'm about to show you now are the ones on my shelf, are the CDs that I actually take off and play in the car, play on my ghetto blaster, and play around the house, okay? So this is a backup copy. And when I done this backup copy, I replicated the front, got the pictures offline, and decided to replicate the back cover as well as it is on the vinyl. I'm sorry about the glares and the reflections, so you can see Elvis there, and everything else. I am sorry about that. It's because of how I'm filming it. I'm trying to do the best way I can. But you get the drift of it, right? There we go. I know it's a pain. So I'll apologise for the glares and the reflections in advance. Alright, because that's going to happen throughout. So, there's the front, which I've shown you. Spine. And here's the CD. Now, although that looks like an original CD there with the shine, that is not. That is a smooth silver pearl inkjet CDR that I had to import from the States, and they're very expensive, but I thought they looked very cool. And all I did was, with a program called Print CD, which came with my printer, I just got the labels offline and just decided to just replicate. See how the record was, okay? Now, none of these are for sale. I do not sell these or trade these in any way, shape or form. These are for my play-in purposes only. And remember, it is just a backup. I just decided to decorate it and do the cover for my personal use. That's the sleeve, the inside sleeve of the original vinyl. I thought it'd look cool like that. Because this is out on CD. And that's what this is a backup of. But I'll come to that in a bit. You see, anything that wasn't released on separate individual CDs, I've got as backups, because they are the remastered versions as well. So here's another one. This is take one. By the end of this, right, it'll all make sense of why I've done backups of these. Okay? I mean, I like to keep things in good condition. And I really look after my CDs. Another silver pearl. There's a little clue to the fact that it's a backup. Alright? This section is a little, for what I use for the insert, is a little clue. Alright? And again, another silver pearl CDs. See, I designed it like the classic epic, only I put the title. Bleh. Okay. I'm actually putting these back on the shelf as I'm showing them to you. Okay, now an album that was released on CD is This Old House. This also got released on CD in Australia, and it had the track on it, You Drive Me Crazy. When originally You Drive Me Crazy was on the Shaky album, But the Shaky album never got released. Well, it did get released in Australia, but it was basically called Green Door, with Old Julie going across the other side, and it was a green cover with like a split picture of the Shaky cover in the middle there. So this is the UK version of This Old House. This is the original cover, the original sleeve, but the CD is a backup copy. It's a backup copy of the remastered version of the album. The original CD that was originally in this case is right here. See what I mean about me trying to replicate it the best way that I can? Alright. I've still got it. In case I ever decide to part with it, I will obviously put it back in its original case and sell. And that was on the inside here, just advertising more artists on the label. I'm looking around to see if I'm doing them correctly because of how I'm doing my videos. Alright, so that's This Old House. I just, instead of trying to replicate the back cover like the original album cover, I just thought, well, I'll just use this, you know. Here's another backup, because I did have the Australian Green Door album, and in fact I had all the import CDs. Give Me a Heart Tonight, a whole lot of Shaky on the J&B label, Green Door. But now I have a backup of the original UK famous awesome album, Shaky. And that picture there is from the You Drive Me Crazy video, which is pretty cool. And you'll see this is the back cover. Now, that's the original insert that came with the original vinyl album. I just used that as the input, as the insert. Again, another Silver Pearl CD. Now, I actually sold my original Green Door CD and Give Me a Heart Tonight CD in the Australian CD release. I sold them before, back last year actually. There was a reason, you know, for it. The fact that I'd had a backup copy of something, and I didn't play any of those, and I thought, well, maybe another collector would like to have the opportunity to have them. Now, in 1983, this album came out on vinyl, and it came out then on CD in 1989, but I've put it in album release order. Now, this is not a bootleg album. It's an official release, but from what I've been told, it wasn't authorized by Shaky. But it's not an illegal CD. It's not a bootleg or anything like that. So there's a lot of different opinions about this, but I think it's a pretty cool CD. This is the original CD of the track years. These are songs recorded when, you know, during Shaky's years of track records, when he recorded his first solo album. And this recently on eBay went for, I think it was £95 just for this CD. I was like, whoa. And you know, it is a rare, it's now become a rare collectible CD. I hope this does get released by Shaky soon. You know, there's a lot of fans who does. I mean, there's other, again, sorry about the reflections, guys. You know, and this is in mint condition. I keep all my CDs in mint, even though the covers can be a little bit here and there. The cover is in mint condition as well. That's the insert. Some great tracks on here. And then we have a backup copy, a backup of Give Me a Heart Tonight, and here's the original cover art that I replicated for my backup. There's another little clue there. Now this got released on CD in Australia only. The cover was different. It was a purple cover, and it was Shaky in a black jacket, and it was released on the Rainbow Records label. Okay, now as you can see there, I took my inspiration for the design of this CD. I took my inspiration for this from the next album I'm going to show you, and again on a Silver Pearl CD. Now this is the original cover for this CD release. This is The Bop Won't Stop. But the CD inside, yes, it is on a Silver Pearl CD because it's the remastered version of the album. And here's the original CD that was in it. You see how I try to replicate it the best way possible? Now I do like this one because this has a nice little booklet with it. It's a great album, a great album. Now this next album, I remember the promotional poster for this and what have you, and the big massive cutout, cardboard cutout and what have you displaying it. It said it was released on vinyl, cassette and compact disc. However, it never did get brought out on compact disc. But here's my backup of Lipstick, Powder and Paint. I love this album. I think this is my favourite Shaky album, to be quite honest with you. It's a replica of the album cover. And as you can see, I kind of used, kind of tried something different with the design of the CD on this. And I like the spine that I did as well because I think it corresponds well. Okay, now this next album is not only the original cover, but excuse me, it's the original CD as well, because I haven't, as of yet, done a backup copy of this one. This is Let's Boogie. I will get round to it at some point. Now, this album has an alternate version of What You Want to Make Those Eyes at Me For. Now, from what I've been told and what I've heard is that it was a mistake for this particular version to be on this album. Shaky wanted the single version on here, but this one got put on by mistake by the record company. So, and it wasn't like stopped or withdrawn and then redone. This is how it came out. The first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first 5 tracks are studio recordings, and from then on is The Hits Keep Coming, which is a live medley, which was recorded. It does tell me here somewhere. A medley recorded live at the London Palladium on Sunday, 7th of December 1986. Alright, so there's The Hits Keep Coming, the live medley. I'm going to have to try and find a way of maybe putting a sheet up, because what it's reflecting is right in front of me. So I might see if I can get a screen. I might get a green screen actually and put that across when I'm doing these videos so there's no other reflections. Anyway, sorry. There's the CD. Yeah, I will get around to doing a backup of that one at some point. I don't know why I haven't, because the next one's the same as well. So that's Let's Boogie. That's also the cover used on the Video Show Volume 2 VHS. Which, even though I have... Oh, excuse me. I've got all 4 VHSs, and those particular ones are in a separate box from my Elvis collection, and they're downstairs, and I can't get to them at the moment. Okay, so the next album came out, and it's a whole lot of Shaky. And on here, What Do You Want to Make Those Eyes At Me For is the first track. But this time, it's the original, it's the single version. So, it's like an alternate version on there, which Shaky didn't want. But then it was corrected on this album. And on here as well, you've got some of the... I mean, this album was done in 1988. And yet there's some tracks on here from the early 80s. Like you've got Oh Julie. You've got Mona Lisa. And what... I'm going to sit right down and write myself a letter. But then you got the other tracks on you then, which is like Just One Look and Do You Really Love Me Too and Heartbeat. I love Heartbeat. Hello Josephine. It is actually a pretty cool album. I love them all, I gotta be honest. So that's a whole lot of Shaky. This was also released in Australia on the J&B label, which I did have. Like I said, I did sell all my the import CDs. Okay, now this next album I did do a backup of. And this one gets played quite a bit actually. This is There Are Two Kinds of Music, Rock and Roll. Now this is on the Epic label. When this got released it was on Telstar and then Eurostar. There's also another one as well that's in my head and I can't think of it. Because it got released by, or distributed then by another record company, and I cannot think of it for the life of me. I can see the logo and everything, but I just can't remember what it was. So this is the original cover, but a backup, and as you can see, I kind of used an old white CD, which was printed on, and I changed the design just a little bit. There's the inside. And here's the original CD. During that year as well, Shaky actually did an album called, well, he didn't do an album, it just came out in Asia, I believe it was, and from what I can gather, it was only released on cassette, and that was Love Songs. Okay, so the next album is another backup, and this is of Merry Christmas Everyone. And yes, I used a white CD and I changed just on my own little design there. And there's the original CD. Now, around that period, Shaky stopped recording. In '92 he stopped recording. And that year he released his last single, which was Radio. And it was featured on a compilation album called The Epic Years. Now, I did have the Epic Years on CD, but with compilations, right? With me, I don't like a lot of things with the same tracks on, and it is with compilations. I mean, I had all the compilations. I had the hits of Volume 2. I had Hit Collection. I had what was that other one that came out in Denmark? I had a whole lot of hits. The Singles Collection. I had the Epic Years. I had the Greatest Hits. I had box sets, which was the Hits and More. And then one called All the Hits and so forth, which was 3 CDs. So, you know, I had all the compilations, and when I downsized my collection a few years ago, I parted with all of them. And then things I had like doubles of, like when I done the backups of the original albums and I replicated the original artwork, I then sold the original CD releases, such as Give Me Heart Tonight, the import ones, you know, because of other things that I have, which I'll be showing you in this video. However, in 1994, Shaky recorded a song, recorded a few songs, and a single came out, promoting an album that only came out in Germany. This did. He recorded I Can Help, and that got released as a single, and here it is. I like this one because I had this brand new and it was sealed. Don't really know how that sticker is on a little bit. It was sealed when I had it. And there's the CD. And on the inside it advertises the Singles Collection, which was released as well. And Calling You was not on the Singles Collection, just I Can Help. So that's a German release only. And then, like I said, during the 90s, there were many compilation albums that came out, which I did have, like I said. However, I do still have I still do have 3 compilation albums. Now, most of the compilations that were put out during the 90s, I think the Danish collection, which was, there's a whole lot of hits, I think it was. I might be wrong. That came out with some promotion over in Denmark and so forth. Please excuse me, it's so hot in here. And I know I look a bit plastic, but it's just the light shining on me, and I've oiled myself up this morning with all suntan lotion and all the rest of it. So hot. So I do apologize. But I think they were just done, you know, by the record company and so forth. And then in 2004, Shaky brought out a compilation album in Denmark called Collectible. Now this was a little different because this had a DVD. This came out in Denmark. There we go. I think I'll start showing you them like that. This is excellent. All the tracks, all the hits, and they are remastered. They're the original versions of the singles as well. The DVD featured 12 tracks, 12 videos. This Old House, a little boogie woogie in the back of my mind. Come See About Me, What You Want to Make Those Eyes at Me For. A Rockin' Good Way, Love Attack, Teardrops, Turning Away, A Green Door, Radio, My Cutie Cutie, and It's Late. I actually had this given to me off a friend. I actually had this given to me from the same friend who I've been friends with since 2006. Ain't that right, Paul Wallace? Actually, and very early on 2006 as well. So that's the CD and DVD. This is a lovely booklet. A lovely booklet. Explaining a little bit about Shaky's background in Korea. And then information about the songs, like the record company and so forth, and the year they were recorded and everything else. So this was brilliant, and it went, it was a big success. So the year later, this came out in 2004, and then the year later marked the 20th, I'm going to keep this out a second to show you. The year later marked the 25th anniversary of, I believe, Hot Dog. And here in the UK, Shaky brought out this, the collection. And that's the original hype sticker. All his big hits, 15 top 10 singles, including Green Door, This Old House, Oh Julie, Marie Marie, plus 12-track DVD. I was absolutely thrilled because I heard about this first, and I then heard about that. So when this first came out, I was like a big kid at Christmas, because it was during this period as well, just after this came out. He did a TV series called Hit Me Baby One More Time, and won it because he did a cover of Pink's Trouble, and wow, just wow. Now, that's the CD, and that's the DVD, same picture. Now this is right off the back of the Denmark album, because there is a slight difference to it. You had ringtones with this as well that you could get, which was This Old House, Lipstick, Powder and Paint, Green Door, What You Want to Make Those Eyes at Me For, Marie Marie, Hot Dog, I'll Be Satisfied, and Merry Christmas Everyone. And I actually did download. The phone I had at the time allowed me to download any of these that I wanted, and I done and paid for Hot Dog. No, Marie Marie, because I wanted something that took right off. So, and the book is slightly similar to Collectible. Layout's all the same. I think, if I'm honest, it's the same booklet, really. Information about the songs. Now, like I said, that here, he did a TV show called Hit Me Baby One More Time, where the object is to do one year hit and then a cover version, and he won it by doing his hit This Old House and then Pink's Trouble. He was just absolutely magnificent, brilliant. I loved it. Now, this has 25 tracks on, which makes sense for the 25th anniversary. This one here has 24. The exact same track listing, exact same order. Only this one has Merry Christmas Everyone on, this one doesn't. The videos are also the same. The music videos on the DVDs are the same. But My Cutie Cutie on Collectible is in colour. On here, it's in black and white. And also as well, on both of these, the videos that we used for like Green Door and This Old House, in 1992, when the Epic videos got released, they remixed remixed and re-edited the music videos. And don't get me wrong, I know obviously things have got to change throughout the years, and yes, they were really good, but just on a personal preference point, I like the original uncut and edited videos better. But I'm not saying that the remixed ones ain't good, because they are good. So there we go. Let's put this back in here. Now, after Shaky done Hit Me Baby, he went on tour 2005. Because this album here, the collection, it got well promoted with TV advertising. He did TV interviews on various TV shows. Like I said, the TV advert, and he went on tour as well. And by the time he went on tour, it was the first time I had seen him live on stage, was 2005, and I've seen him every time on tour since then as well. So yeah, doing that here when he brought this out, he also brought out this on DVD, the DVD collection. When I saw this up for pre-order, I was just ecstatic because I love the music videos. There's a lot of people who ain't keen on music videos. I happen to love them because they take me back to my childhood. So, you know, and also my teens too when collecting. So when I saw this up, bang. And I thought maybe the DVD on here, maybe on here is obviously the 1992 re-edits of the videos, and there's some re-edits that he did from the 1992 versions. There was some other editing done as well, which when he was doing Hit Me Baby, there were sections of the program where they would take you away from the stage performance part, and the artist was interviewed. So, excuse me, I do apologize. When Shaky was interviewed, they also showed him, like having a game of little golf and so forth, and they showed him in a room when he was talking. You see the screen and you see the "You Drive Me Crazy" video, and he sat down and he's talking with the person who's doing the editing, and he says it's just before there, isn't it? And change that and do the "You Drive Me Crazy" on the stairs. So he was obviously doing the editing of the music videos again and looking at things again, whether it's for promotional or what, I don't know. But he was doing something with the videos, and then later that year this came out. So maybe it was slight editing for this again, so I don't know. But the re-edits that was used in here are the same ones used in here for the hits as well. So like This Whole House and stuff like that, which again I was slightly disappointed in, but also very grateful to have, because the other versions and the other videos didn't come out on DVD, and there was videos on here that I had never seen before, like Jezebel and so forth. They never got released on the videos, and when I was in my teens, I wasn't really like a YouTube fan or anything, so I didn't really know much about the other videos, so it was pretty cool. And on here you've got 27 promos, 18 on DVD for the first time. Bonus footage includes 3 Christmas promos, exclusive live performances from Marie and Trouble, 5.1 surround sound, and then the catalog number. And there's the special features. You also had I Can Help as well, which is done with photo gallery over the photo shoot thing, over the photo gallery. And then that's the DVD and the information. So now this is actually discontinued. This wasn't actually available for long. Well, it was available for a significant period of time, but it was also short-lived as well. So and I've seen this vary in price on eBay. I've seen it go for £10. And I've also seen it go for between £30 and £40. So, that's that. I'm not going to show you my DVDs of Video Show Volume 1 and 2 because they are backups of my videos, my VHS videos, which I have the originals of still. I can't get to them. That one there was actually on my music shelf. Sorry about any background noise because it's so hot I have the window open. So, and they're doing work in the house down the road. Okay, so after that, and when Hit Me Baby One More Time, he also released the double A-side single, which was This Old House in Trouble, which I don't have. I used to, but I don't anymore. So now the time was 2006. And Shaky started on a new album, which was basically to follow up from the Hit Me Baby single Trouble, and the single was called Now Listen, and it is what I think is it's a fantastic song. and it was due to be released on CD single. Now, I wasn't sure or not whether to show this, but I'm going to, because at the end of the day, I've done nothing wrong in buying it. I mean, this is the original CD single of Now Listen, and this got withdrawn. In fact, it wasn't really released. It was actually sent to shops. I actually know a few shops that actually had this in store. And thank you. Oh, he's just bought me a nice coffee. Oh, a cup of tea, actually, even better. Thank you. Magic. So, anyway, back to this. This was going to get released, and it wasn't on physical CD, but it was available as a digital download. Before I knew the full information, mind, on this and about the releases, it actually came up on Amazon for, I'm sure it was £4.95. I know it came just under a £5, or just over the £5 with postage, I'm not sure. But it came up on Amazon, and I ordered it, and it was, because I thought, basically, I knew that it wasn't going to be released, but I thought that they had just released it. So, naturally, I just ordered it without even thinking about it. So it came, and I didn't find out until I opened it that it, there's a CD, that it was limited. And it came with an original limited edition number. Now, when my very first one, because this is not my very first one that I actually ordered, I ordered a very low number. I ordered two at the same time. I ordered one for myself and one for my best friend Wayne. Now, I can't remember which number I had, but it was either 42 or 45. One of those numbers. And something happened in 2009 where my whole entire Shaky collection got destroyed. And I'm not going to go into that because it got destroyed along with my Elvis collection, all at the same time. In fact, my bloody music collection got destroyed. Anyway, I won't go into that. I'll cut that short. But I had a few things salvageable. And due to a position I was in, I had to get rid of some things. And the Now Listen CD single was, I was convinced by somebody to do so. And if I know now, if I knew then what I know now, I would have done things a lot differently. So, anyway, I got rid of it, and I was gutted. And I put the word out that I was looking for another one, if anybody had one. And I bought this from somebody in Germany, another collector, and I paid 50 quid for it. So I've gone from paying just over £5 to 50 quid. It's mad. And this one I won't part with in my collection. I'll keep this in my collection. Now the number on this is 0194. So, from what I can gather now, that's kind of a collector's item. So, that'll stay in my collection. 2006, obviously, then came the album. Now Listen. This is an amazing album. I absolutely love it. It's really rocking. There's a lot of songs in here as well. There's the songs Now Listen. The first song is, if you listen to it, it's a message song. If you listen to the lyrics. And, you know, it's also about hope as well. You know what I mean? About holding on and about how things are. And I really do love the song. All you got to do is listen to it. YouTube it, Spotify it, or buy the album. And the last song, Get Together, there's a message in all those, in both of those songs, you know. I mean, this was, like I said, I mean, this was kind of Shaky's move on album from the hits and everything, because yeah, he's proud of the hits. But obviously every artist, you know, they release an album, they got the hits, then they do another one, and they move on in different stages, you know. And this album is a lot different to obviously all the rock and roll albums, because there's a little bit of rock and roll on you. I mean, Now Listen, Somewhere in the Night, Lonely Too Long, Got My Mind Set on You, Baby It's You, Fire Down Below, and there's a bit of a story on that song. How Could It Be Like That, It's a Shame, Pump It Up, I Hear You Knocking, Trouble, and Get Together. Now, if anybody have seen the BBC documentary that Shaky made back in 2013, I believe it was 2012, 2013, something like that. Shaky explains about this album. I'm not going to mention names, but the people who were around it, nobody really took. I'll just cut it short. I won't go into it because again, I don't want to mention names or anything like that. But nobody really took care of this album. You know, it had a release in Denmark, I believe, and so forth, and it did have promotional adverts over there as well. But here in the UK, it just got put out. You know, there was no promotional work for this here in the UK. Whether, I mean, obviously I'm sure there would have been plans for it, obviously. And it wasn't Shaky's fault at the end of the day, you know. So it's and pardon the pun due to the title of the song, but yeah, it's a shame that, you know, that this album didn't get more acclaim here in the UK, because it was sold on tour on his 30th anniversary tour. This is actually the CD, the very same CD that I bought on the 30th anniversary tour, because when it came out, because recently I got rid of a lot of my doubles and things that I didn't need, and I kind of wish I didn't do this, but this CD until recently, well, till last year, it was sealed. I bought it on the 30th anniversary tour many years ago, and I didn't open it. I kept it sealed because I knew there wasn't many around here in the UK, and I couldn't find many of them at the time in shops or anything. And it was actually still going for quite a bit of money. I decided to keep hold of it and keep it sealed. And when I got rid of my doubles, my one that I actually bought in a place called Pop Shop in Cardiff, me and my friend, best friend, my bro Wayne, we went down to Cardiff and went into Virgin Megastore at the time, and Virgin Megastore didn't have it. And I think actually Virgin Megastore was called Zabe at that point. They didn't have it. So we went from there, we went to another record store, which was across away from where we went, and it was called Pop Shop. And we decided to look in there just for a look around, because me and my bro Wayne like some music in general. We always go in and have a look at records, as you do. And we saw it there on the shelf. And they only had the 2 copies of the album. So we bought one each and paid £13 for it. I may have sold the album, and when I sold it, it actually still had the original sticker on it of the price. And there's a reason why I wish I didn't open this version. And I'll tell you that later on when I show you something else. So this is Now Listen. This is a great album. Now Fire Down Below, that was written by Elvis's bass player, Jerry Schiff. And it was written, and the music was produced for it. The track was done, ready for Elvis to lay his vocals to it when he was doing the recording for the Jungle Room sessions between 1976 and 1977. But sadly, Elvis never did put his vocals to it, so it never didn't get released until FTD brought out the Elvis album, the Jungle Room sessions. The actual instrumental track that Elvis should have put his vocals to is on that album. And then, so when I heard it on here, and Shaky was singing it, oh my goodness, it rocks. The sound of it rocks, and Shaky sings it just amazingly. And it's now performed on practically every tour. And oh my goodness, you need to hear him because it is amazing. So Now Listen, and the music video is really good for this as well. There's two versions of the music video. Here's the booklet. And yes, there is get the official Shakin' Stevens ringtones. Now the tracks to have from this album was Now Listen, Lonely Too Long, Got My Mind Set on You, Somewhere in the Night, Trouble, It's a Shame. So yeah, let's now listen. Okay, then all of a sudden, it wasn't until 2016 till we had any other singles. Actually, 2015, sorry. We knew that he was working on a new album and so forth. And obviously by that point, he decided to change direction with the album that he was originally working on to do the album that was released. And in 2015, he done a single for the Salvation Army as he re-recorded and changed the lyrics and also changed the musical arrangement and how the song was done as he brings out Echoes of Merry Christmas Everyone. It's just a one-track CD single in 2015 for the Salvation Army. Actually, here we go. This year marks the 30th anniversary of the classic Merry Christmas Everyone. To celebrate the occasion, it was suggested that Shaky re-record the song in the style of the new album. How could one resist? Here is the version which has been renamed Echoes of Merry Christmas Everyone. This release supports the Salvation Army to help with their excellent work of this caring charitable organisation as they celebrate their 150th anniversary. So ain't that cool? So that came out in 2015, and yeah, by that time we knew that Shaky was working on another album, which as it states on here. And in 2016, you had the Last Man Alive single that came out, and then all of a sudden, you had this album here, Echoes of Our Times. Now this is a backup. I've actually got two copies of these on CD. One's my son's, one's yeah. Okay, I'll show you that one now in a minute. Yeah, Echoes of Our Times, a great album. Now this is a backup copy, and I just scanned in the original back cover, and I just you know, done that as well. Let's put it the right way. Okay, there we go. Now I got two copies of this album. That's my backup CD, and one of them is in a normal sort of like digipack opening sort of fold-out case, and the other one is a different one, which I'll show you in a minute. Now with the digipack case, it comes with this booklet, so I just took this out and put it in. I was going to put my original CD in here of this, but I decided to actually put it in with the CDs that gets played in the cars pretty regular, in like a case type thing. So, and I just used the booklet for my backup copy on CD. Now these pictures here are from the videos, because all the songs on this album has a music video, or like a feature video, which when Shaky went on tour with this album, because he toured and he actually sang the entire album, Now that song there, basically in the picture there is Shaky's great grandmother, who actually worked for the Salvation Army. But all the songs on here as a message. I wish and hope that on his official YouTube channel, that Shaky will put the videos that was done for this album on there, because they are great videos. The only one that has been put on there is one for Down in the Hole and Last Man Alive. Now, there were singles that came off this album as well, which I will get to that in a second. I don't have the singles. I actually done the downloads instead, because they got released as downloads, but some promo singles got put out there. Okay, so yeah, this tells you about the album. Just type this in Google, Shakin's theme is Echoes of Our Times. This was basically, he decided to research his family, and there was a TV documentary series where different people explored their ancestors, and it was called Coming Home. And Shaky did that documentary, Coming Home, where he explored his family's past and history and his ancestors, and he learned, I won't go in because I know it's quite personal and I want to be respectful at the same time. So he learned a lot about his family, and this album is a very personal album to Shaky. It really is. And I must say, the songs on here, the songs are Down in the Hole, which are about the Tin Copper Miners, Echoes of Our Times, Behind Those Secrets and Lies, and let's face it, every family, no matter who you are, we all have secrets and lies. To Spread the Word, The Fire in Her Blood, which is about his grandmother, who was for Salvation Army. Down into Muddy Water, sorry. Suffer Little Children, Train of Time, Love the World, and Last Man Alive, which Last Man Alive is about the environment and how things are, and about global warming and so forth. And it's a really cool video. I like the video to it as well. Which is the only video that got released from the album, along with, Down in the Hole. Down in the Hole, the versions on here of Down in the Hole and Down into Muddy Water are different from the single versions, because they came out as singles. And Last Man Alive, it's got a slightly different mix, but not much, you know. So this is a great album, and the reason why, obviously I'll show you again now in a second, because he did a sign-in for this album in Cardiff, in his hometown, when it was released. And about 3 weeks prior to that, excuse me for a second, 3 to 4 weeks prior to the sign-in in Cardiff, I wrote Shaky a letter, because in 2009, I did quite a few things for Shaky. I'm not going to say what I did, and I'm not going to go into the ins and outs, but I was in contact with somebody who worked for Shaky, and I was corresponding with him, and but what I was doing for Shaky, and Shaky really appreciated it. And that year, I got told that he wanted to send me something as a way of saying thank you. And 2009, I got this through the post. To Clinton, best wishes, Shaky. And that was lovely. Like I said, I'm not going to go into what I did, but that's what I got as a little thank you present. And I didn't do it to gain anything from it. I did it because I felt it was the right thing to do. So that's the remastered version of Merry Christmas Everyone. And I'm going to come back to that in just a few minutes as well. Now, getting back to Echoes of Our Times, 3 to 4 weeks prior to that, I'd written a letter, and in the letter, I was explaining about some things I'd found out about certain things, and basically explained about what I did that year and things that I'd been doing. And when me and my son went in upstairs, got the queue, with our albums in our hands, we went up to Shaky by the table, and he asked me what my name was. And when I told him, his lovely partner Sue, and also his manager, his partner is also his manager, Sue Davis, lovely lady, and she remembered me. When I said my name, they knew that who I was, and that I'd sent the letter in, and they'd received the letter as well, and I know that it meant a lot to them, so because they told me that it did, and it was lovely to have, being told that it really was. And this is the other version of the album, and there's my signature there. There you go. Right, now, even though my people on here on my YouTube page will know me as CJ, but that's my real name there, Clinton. Alright? So, now you know what the C stands for. I'm not going to tell you what the J stands for, though. So, and obviously the book, the same book as I showed you a minute ago is what is in here. Okay? So that's signed, and obviously here's the original CD. Because my son Julius met Shaky that day as well. And so did my dad, and so did my brother Wayne. Okay. Now, really, the reason why I will be going backwards to 2009 in a few minutes is because of what I'm going to show you. And what I'm going to show you in a few minutes will also explain the backups. Okay. Now, I'm gonna press on to 2020. Another compilation came out, but this time it was a 3 CD set, and oh my god, it blows me out of the water. There is something else I've forgotten to mention, which I'll get back to on this. Singled Out came out. This is a 3 CD set. 3 CD, 54 track Korea spanning collection from Never to Last Man Alive and Wild at Heart, alongside classics like This Old House, Green Door, Oh Julie, and Merry Christmas Everyone, plus many more. Yes. This features some of the tracks from the track years. You've got Never and Somebody Touched Me, which is from the Track Years album. Mind you, Somebody Touched Me on here is the single version, which is a slightly different mix to how it came out on the Track Years album that I showed. Now, what I forgot to show you, I can still say, because it will still make sense, because in 2005, when they released the collection, and the DVD collection, they, I don't know whether they re-recorded parts or whether they just remixed them in places, but some of the hits like Oh Julie, some of the lyrics sort of changed instead from in parts, like when he said really instead of when he goes whoa whoa Julie, if you love me truly. That went it was like a little bit truly was said a little bit faster. And some of the parts changed in This Old House and Green Door as well. The high notes was kind of lowered then, if you want to call them. So, and basically when they've released compilations and so forth now, that's kind of how they are, included on the albums as well, which have been reissued, which I'll be showing you in a few minutes. So here's the booklet to the 3 CD box set here. Which is pretty cool. And I'm going to show you the CDs. I've got to put it on the table here in front of me. There's CD3. Nice and black. And then we've got, be very careful when you do this CD as well, so that's why I'm taking my time. CD2. I'm taking my time, so like I said, there's an old saying: you look after your stuff, and your stuff will look after you. And here's CD1. So that is a great compilation. This one gets played practically all the time. I do love this compilation album. Okay, and that is the CDs that's on my shelf. Now I'm gonna go all the way back to 2009. When this box set came out, a part of me cried because a box set came out called, I should have done that differently then, shouldn't I? This box set came out, the Epic Masters 10 CD set. 10 CD box set, 9 original albums, each with bonus tracks, plus exclusive 12-inch extended mixes CD, 147 tracks, many on CD for the first time. 20-page booklet with detailed sleeve notes, all digitally remastered from the original master recordings. Now, I cried when this came out in some ways, especially when I looked at my original CDs, due to the prices that I paid for some of them. And this is what I meant by me saying that if I knew then what I know now, and if I knew in 2009, when this box set came out, what I knew, compared to what I knew in 2006, 2007, I would have done things differently again. Because the original CD releases, some of them, because they were only released in like Australia, some of them were really high priced on eBay and people were paying big numbers for them. Like, I remember how much I paid for the original Green Door album, which is basically the Shaky album, apart from 2 track differences. I paid £105 for that, and I paid £100 for the Australian This Old House album that came out on CD, which contained You Drive Me Crazy. Give Me a Heart Tonight. Well, I paid £200 for that. £200, simply because at that point I'd collected all the original CDs that came out and the Australian releases and so forth, and that was the only one I needed to get to complete it. So I paid the price, and over the years I've seen that go for a lot less. In fact, I rebought it for a lot less and sealed. So yeah, but it's a learning curve, isn't it? You got to make mistakes to learn from them. That's what I believe. And yeah, I've learned big time. So this Epic Masters features all the albums, and here's the booklet. Now this is a fantastic detailed booklet about the albums and about Shaky's career. Some lovely picture sleeves and vinyls, the singles, stickers, labels on the singles and so forth. But some lovely picture sleeves going along every page, including the picture discs that were shaped and so forth that got released. And these picture sleeves here was very well put together. Ain't that right, Paul? So, and obviously then you got the details then about each album then, which is absolutely awesome. Details about each album, details about each song. You couldn't ask for anything better. And I mean, if I was ever like a big kid before, whenever I got something new, well, if I was like a baby just discovering who Santa Claus was when this box set came out. And excuse me. So yes, I know it's been a while since I had my tea, but I do like my tea very lukewarm. I don't like it hot, 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 so I always leave it to cool down. Okay, so here's the albums again. Now I'm going to show you the inserts to just this one and the CDs because they're all in the same format, okay? But do you remember how I showed you my backup copy of Take One? Okay, now on the backup copies I didn't do the bonus tracks. And that's for another reason as well. Those of you who have seen my previous videos on my Elvis collection and the other collections, you know that I must be the only person in the world to not like bonus tracks on CDs. I like an album. If you're going to put an album out on CD that was originally released on LP, I like it released as it was originally done. So that's why I didn't put the bonus tracks on my backup albums. That's just the way I am. Oh, I know, crazy, but there we go. So I'm going to show you the sleeve. And I'm going to just show you my backup of Take One again, just to jog your memory. You see that? That's because he's scanned in. So the albums are backup of these, and on the backs here of the sleeve, it's like a mini record, you know. And that's exactly the way the CDs are. Obviously, the CD says, I shouldn't have holded it like that. CD 1. So let's see if I can get that close without it going blurry or anything out of focus. But that's how they're presented, and every album is presented the exact same way, with the exact same format of the sleeves. Obviously, like these here, you got Treat It Right, Endless Sleep, Spooky, and Hot Dog. You've got obviously all the sleeves here, the singles. So all the albums here are done the exact same way, exactly the same. So and because I take care of them so much, I won't take them all out. All right, so that's how they all are, just about each album. So let's take one. Then you've got This Old House. Now the writing on here, before this album was released, before This Old House was done, Shaky recorded the song Marie Marie, and the album was released as Marie Marie, and this is how the font was, with the long like Superman effect. Whereas when it got reissued originally as This Old House, that's how his name was done. Now, where I say it was released before This Old House, it was released as This Old House. The album was originally released as under the title Marie Marie. Now, obviously, at the time, the song This Old House wasn't done, and the tracks where you've got This Old House on the album, there was a song called Two Hearts, Two Kisses put on the album. So what they decided to do is when they released it as This Old House, the same artwork, obviously they changed the font and they took off Two Hearts, Two Kisses and put This Old House. And obviously when they'd done these, the bonus tracks were on here. And that's what the bonus tracks are. They're the B-sides and singles that were released around the time of the album. Like Two Hearts, Two Kisses is the bonus track on here. If I go back to take one here, the bonus tracks is like Apron Strings, Treat It Right, I Don't Want No Other Baby, Endless Sleep, Fire and Spooky, which were all recorded and, you know, put out as singles around the same time. Shaky, that came out. Now the bonus track on this album is You and I Were Meant to Be, which is the B-side of It's Raining, which, even though when I said to you when I was younger I didn't quite like the slow songs, It's Raining became my favourite single, and it became my favourite single when I heard the B-side. So there we go. Then you've got Give Me a Heart Tonight. There's the back. And all I did was I scanned these in, and I did some editing and so forth when I done my backups. Then you got the Pop Won't Stop. Okay, Pop Won't Stop. And then you got, again, so like I said, Take One, it was the first time it was released on CD. Same with this one, first time released on CD in this box set, Lipstick, Powder and Paint. And then you've obviously got Let's Boogie. Now when they released the box set of Let's Boogie, the box set of the Epic Masters, this album in here, they changed everything to how Shaky originally wanted them, because Shaky overseen this project himself. He was involved with every aspect of it all the way. And remember I said to you when the album of this was first released that What Do I Want to Make Those Eyes at Me For was actually an alternate version that really shouldn't have been on there. Shaky didn't really want that version on there. Well, when they done the box set, that was changed, and on here it says What Do I Want to Make Those Eyes at Me For single version. And then you've got the Hits Keep Coming medley. Now, if you look at the tracks here, it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And number 6 is the Hits Keep Coming medley. And then you've got 7 and 8. That's because on this CD, you can't skip the tracks through the live segment. Whereas on the original CD release, you can skip the tracks. So that's what's different on there. Okay? So that was that. Now, a whole lot of Shaky. Now, remember when I said to you, when this was released on vinyl and CD, the What You Want to Make Those Eyes at Me For was changed and replaced with the version that he originally wanted on Let's Boogie. Well, obviously, it stayed the same on here when they done the Epic Masters, but this version says What You Want to Make Those Eyes at Me For, single version in brackets, and underneath it says, featuring the London Gospel Choir. So that's that. And then you have, obviously, Shakin' Stevens there, Two Kinds of Music, Rock and Roll. And then on here, then you've got the last single that was recorded in 1992, which was Radio. And then you got Radio, the acoustic version, and the B-side that was on the single when it came out in 92, which was Oh Baby Don't. And obviously you got, like I said, you got like Love Attack single version, Love Won't Stop, which was a B-side. So, yeah. Then, for the first time on CD, you had, that one not good. You had, I think these are different. Yeah, I'll show you the sleeve insert for this, which I've already taken out. This is the 12-inch CD. Even though it's not, the CD's not 12-inch, you know, it's standard size. So, yeah. Now you had 8 tracks on here. You had Cry Just a Little Bit, Logan's mix. You had Breaking Up My Heart, extended remix. A Little Boogie Woogie in the Back of My Mind, boogie mix. Come See About Me, extended mix. Extended remix. Feel the Need in Me, dance mix. How Many Tears Can You Hide, dance mix. Jezebel, Monster remix, and Love Attack, extended version. But there was a lot of other, there was a few more 12-inch versions not put on here, which was, you know, a shame, but it was still cool to have, because these were, and that's how this single sleeve is done, look. And the CD is the same. Now, remember what I just said about in 2009, due to something I'd done with Shaky. Shaky wanted to send me something as a little way of saying thank you to what I had been doing. Well, and he sent me the Christmas album remastered. Well, obviously, the Christmas album is not in this box set, which I was wondering why, and I think a lot of other fans was as well. But we obviously then found out he released it in a CD jewel case for Christmas with the bonus tracks. The CD design was again like a record, but there was a slight change to the sticker, and it advertised the box set. Right, take that out there. And then there's the story behind it. Now, the box set itself, let's get back to it. The box set itself, as you can see, has what appears to be a signature. It says "Enjoy Shaky," and you know, to maybe some of you who know Shaky's signature really well, you might already be thinking, well, that doesn't look like Shaky's signature. You're right, it doesn't, but it is his signature. He did sign it. There's a story behind this box set, a lovely sweet story, because I got another photo to show you in a minute. This was actually on eBay, and my wife Kelly was sorting this out for me as a surprise. And basically, to cut another long story short, it got removed off eBay, and Kelly and the seller was in communication with each other via eBay and then via email. And the seller was in communication with the guy that I had been in contact with, myself, with what I was doing for Shaky. And she was basically in communication with him, and the story is that he, it didn't appear to be Shaky's signature. But then Shaky then, you know, saw the pictures and everything, and saw the set, and remembered signing it, and that the reason why it's like the way it is because of the surface that Shaky was leaning on at the same time on the pen. That's why it looks the way it does. And as a way of saying sorry, the guy who, basically the guy who was in communication with myself and this lady was in communication with the seller. I know it was a lady because of the emails. Shaky basically sent the lady a picture signed as a way of saying sorry, and said that the item could be listed again for sale. And the woman explained, the seller explained, well, there's someone I'm in contact with who's actually buying this for her husband as a surprise. And you know, she's still willing to buy the box set for what she, you know, put the last bid in for on eBay. And fair play for the seller, she was kind enough to still go ahead with it, where she still could have just listed it again. And she asked if there's any way that, you know, maybe a signed picture could also be sent to me. And the person got back to the person in contact got back to her and said it's okay. That's a really nice gesture, and Shaky's going to send a photo out to him. And the lady, the seller, also got a signed photo as well. So I thought that was pretty cool and pretty sweet. And when it all happened and I got the box set, the picture came with it. And then my wife Kelly told me everything and showed me all the emails. In fact, she had printed all the emails out and laminated them as well, which I do have in my file, which I don't have with me. I keep all my files all done tidy in drawers and so forth. But I do still have them, which is how I know the story behind it all and how I know it's all genuine. And this is a photo that I got sent. And it just so happens that after all of this was when I was then in communication with the same person, and I got that sent to me on the Christmas time. So it's all linked, you know. And I'm really proud of that. And I'm really, you know, really happy. So, now what else am I going to show you? Or is that it? I think that's it. I've got nothing else to show. What more possibly could I have show you? Oh yes, the beast, the mother of all box sets. Last year, 2020, as you know, as everybody knows, we were all in a bit of a bad situation with COVID. We was in lockdown, and we already knew that Shaky was doing a new album, but Shaky couldn't get in the studio. But something that we didn't know, excuse me, and we only found this out afterwards. Shaky had been working on another project for the best part of a year. And in December, I was blessed after I came home from Christmas shopping to find Amazon had been, not Amazon, the courier had been, because through Shaky's official website I pre-ordered it. Even though it was a bit delayed, but you know, with Christmas post and everything, you can expect that. Shaky blessed us all with this box set, The Fire in the Blood. 19 CDs. All the albums, again, remastered in their full glory, but there's a whole lot more to it. I'm now going to turn the camera around and I'm going to show you this box set. Bear with me. Okay, so here we are with The Fire in the Blood, the definitive collection. This is 19 CDs and a whole lot more. So we're going to start to open this up now. I'm going to show you these the best way that I can. I'm going to be very careful with this. Here's all the CDs. You know, look, Shakin' Stevens, 1978. Take One, 1980. Now, This Old House, 1981. And so forth. And so forth. So I'm going to show you how these are presented. I'm going to take up the first one. This is what I've done a backup of. Only I decided to, you know, when I replicated the cover, I did the artwork off the vinyl cover. So, but the CD is a backup of this CD in this set. This is his first album, remastered in all its glory. Now, this is also known as Play Loud or Play It Loud, but the original title is simply Shakin' Stevens. So, this is the first debut album. It's amazing. First time ever on CD. I'm going to be really careful when I take these out. Now, I've got all of these albums. All of these CDs are ripped to my computer. Look at this. These CDs are just stunning. They're beautiful. And see what I mean? If you look, they look similar to the album. No, it's the same as the album, you know. The picture on the disc. And also, they each have something, look, in, if you take the CD out, like that's basically that, like silhouettes and so forth, which I think is brilliant. I've never shown a book like this on any of my videos before. I've never shown a box set or anything like the way that I'm showing you this now. So, this is like the first time I'm doing something like this. Excuse me. Then obviously we have Take One. And for that one, look, we have Silhouettes the Eye look. take one. Now these ones, they don't have bonus tracks on. Well, not all of them do anyway. There is the odd one or two that does, which I still don't get, but there we go. Be very careful. Absolutely stunning. And that's kind of how they all are. Alright. This old house. So all of the CD art, see that as a bonus track, 2 Hearts, 2 Kisses, from original Marie Marie LP. I don't know why they put that bonus track on there, because the album, This Whole House, is an album in itself. You know, they could have put that on the bonus track CD. However, it's still amazing to have. You know, I'm not complaining when it comes to this box set. I'm not complaining really with anything. But with everything, there are pros and cons. And it's just mainly a personal preference. See what I mean with each silhouette. So, I'm not going to show you, because I know this video is still quite long. So, I'm not going to take all the albums out, but you can get the gist of them, yeah? Lipstick, Powder and Paint, Give Me a Hard Time, Pop Won't Stop, Let's Boogie. And if I turn the corner, here's a whole lot of Shaky there, Two Kinds of Music, Merry Christmas everyone. Now this is the reason why I wish I didn't open the Now Listen album, because it was in here. I could have kept the other one sealed and just, you know, scanned in my covers and so forth, and done a backup copy of it. Echoes of Our Time. I will take out this CD though. This is Shakin' Stevens live in concert. This is the other special thing about this box set is you got all the albums, all in order. And this is, as it says, live in concert. 2019. Now, when Shaky did the Greatest Hits and More concert tour in 2019, he was incredible. I mean, every concert, every tour that I've been on, they've all been amazing, but there was something very, very magical about this tour. I don't know, can't explain it. And I saw him in Cardiff, St. David's Hall. I was in front row, and see the designs are a little different now. And the silhouette for that's like a stage light. His vocals was on fire. His stage presence, his movement, everything. He was rocking. And one of the things at Cardiff was, due to it being his birthday, I think the day before, the day after, something it was. I think it was the day after. He was singing a song, and he had just about to go into singing another song, and all of a sudden the crowd, we all started singing Happy Birthday to him, and Shaky looked at us and looked sort of at his band members and didn't quite know really what to do, but he was very overwhelmed and very flattered and so grateful, because we all the audience, the whole entire St. David's all started singing Happy Birthday. Then his band members then gave him a round of applause, and we gave him a round of applause, and he was really really overwhelmed and very, very thankful. So, but until now, no official live album has ever been put out by Shaky, apart from the Let's Boogie segment, which is not really a full live album, and it's a medley of hits. They're not really the full songs. So that was this CD was an amazing surprise. Then we turn over and we come to this. Now I put this in here. This is actually what was on the back of the box set. This shows you what's in there and everything, and it tells you about the album, about all the CDs and whatnot. Let me just put that aside a second. Lovely page there with single sleeves. If we turn this over, now this is, I'm going to be very, very careful doing this. Very careful. I can't flatten it or anything. The Fire in the Blood, the enduring adventures of Shakin Stevens, and an essay by Paul Saxton. I'm going to be very careful when you do this. So this is basically Shaky's biography, officially done. As you can see, the pages are like this because I haven't flattened them. And as I said earlier on, I keep everything in mint condition. Be really careful when you turn the page. Some lovely photos in here as well. Lovely, lovely photos. Very careful. I'm sorry that you can't see the whole book. Like I said, I've never done a video like this before where I'm showing a box set like this. That picture there is actually from... there is a video that's been put out around on YouTube called Somebody Touched Me. And I would love to see that remastered someday and put out on Shaky's official YouTube channel. Whether that will ever happen or not, we don't know. Picture there of a young Shaky, the early days. Obviously, I'm not going to read you the book, but I'm going to show you what's in here. And every page the best way that I can. Shaky being in action there. It's from the West End musical. I'm sorry that I'm being quiet. I'm going as fast as I can and as slow as I can as well for you to just see the book. I'll be very careful. Like I said, I'd rather be careful than sorry. This is a lovely page here, the middle spread of all the gold and platinum discs and so forth that Shaky's had over the years. It's pretty cool. I mean, this box set is stunning, pure stunning. I mean, there's just no end to how amazing this box set is. All I can say is really thank you to Shaky and the team for bringing this amazing box set out. I mean, I know fans who have bought themselves more than one copy of this box set, and I'm tempted. I'm tempted. Oh, I'm missing a page there. I am so tempted. And even I've seen some of the CDs on here as well being sold outside the box set as well. Somebody have obviously got the set and decided to sell the CDs out of it on eBay, sell them separate. That's another nice photograph. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I love the design as well they've done for the whole entire like theme. You see the shadings and everything. And then we got more picture sleeves then here. So it's nice to see they've used the Now Listen picture sleeve too. So that's pretty cool. Down into Muddy Waters picture sleeve. Okay, and if we turn over, yes, we have more CDs. And for the first time, we get an official concert recorded in 1980. This is Shakin Stevens at the BBC. It says BBC in concert, and there it says at the BBC. And this was recorded at the Paris Theatre, London in 1980. So, and the sound on here is just, incredible. It is incredible. See, the disc designs then changed. The albums are all like the same sort of feature with something like how they've done the pictures from the album covers over the CDs. And then you've got the Fire in the Blood 1, 2, 3, and 4. I know you can't see the fourth one. Let's bring that over here. Now, these CDs here, because I said to you, there's no bonus tracks on the albums, apart from 1 or 2 albums. Like, I know there's bonus tracks on the Christmas album. Obviously, there was that bonus track on Two Hearts, Two Kisses, still on This Whole House. Anyway, a bonus, the extras, basically. You've got, like, the singles, like Never, You Always Hurt the One You Love, Somebody Touched Me, Way Down Yonder, New Orleans, Treat Her Right, I Don't Want No Other Baby. So these are like the B-sides that was actually contained on, like, obviously the track years singles wasn't when you was track records. They wasn't on the Epic Masters. Neither was the track album. But you had like Fire, Spooky, and Endless Sleep, which were bonus tracks on like Take One. And obviously Thinking of You was on Give Me a Heart Tonight, I'm For You. You and I Were Meant to Be was on Shaky, the album. Obviously then you had Josephine, Lordy, Miss Claudia, and Live. And this is another great thing about this set, about these CDs here. You've got live tracks and B-sides and different mixes that wasn't included in the Epic Masters box sets. So, and also last year as well, and I should have said when I was explaining about this release, because obviously, as you can see, this singled out came off the back of it. There is something I'm going to say to you about both in a second, which I'll show you as well. Then you got obviously the bonus disc part, the extras too, which were, you had like the Logan's remix here of Cry Just a Little Bit, Teardrops. Now Teardrops, you got the single version here, but what I like about this, they've done them in order. So you got Teardrops, You Shake Me Up. Now You Shake Me Up is a different version here than there is on the album. There are two kinds of music. The mixes are different. Now you've also got Teardrops, an extended version, you see. So this is what I like. You got the single, then you got the extended version. Breaking Up My Heart, I'll Give You My Heart, which was the B-side to that one. Breaking Up My Heart. And then after that, you got Breaking Up My Heart again. Extended remix. But this, obviously there's a bit of a misprint here, because if you look, it says Break Up My Heart instead of Breaking Up. So obviously a bit of an error there. I'll Give You My Heart remix, which was the B-side to Lipstick, Powder and Paint, if I'm correct. You got Turning Away extended remix, Because I Love You extended version. So these here are going in order as well, and they've just put the extended versions in and the mixes in line with the single releases, which I think is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And obviously they do that for the first 3 CDs, you see, is like that. So, or the extras, I should say. Extras, Fire in the Blood 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they just call the extras. So that's how they've done them. I think they're brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Now, the 4th CD. Whoop. The 4th CD. I think this is stunning. I think it's all stunning. Now, obviously, all of them, like I said, they're all different colours. You see the extras are done like that. Just different colours. They obviously the same colours as they used for the CD background, for the cover backgrounds. Now, on here, you have, again, you know, it follows on with the remixes and the singles and so forth. But what I like about it, you've got some other gems on here. You've got, because last year 2 songs were released that were previously unreleased. The first one was I Need You Now, which is there, previously unreleased. Now, even though it says published 2020, and the same thing here with Wild at Heart, published 2020. Both songs were recorded around 1999 and the year 2000. And the reason how I know that is because there was a question asked on YouTube, and whoever runs Shaky's official YouTube channel, whether it's the record company or BMG or whichever, they're the ones who actually responded to that comment and said, and I do have proof of that as well, because I noticed now that that's been taken down, but I do have that info. So, but they were released last year. I Need You Now on YouTube is a lyric video with some lovely photos and a lovely video to it. Then you have Wild at Heart. Now, last year, this was the new single, which there's a video on YouTube. But on this box set here, on this CD compilation, Wild at Heart is track 14 on disc 3, and it's Nero's single version, which is a different mix, slightly different mix to the version that's on here, which I guess you could say maybe is an album version, maybe, if you want to call it that. And then you've got, obviously, the Now Listen acoustic mix, which was also featured on the single. You've got Trouble Live. Then you've got Down in the Hole. You've got the single versions that came out from Echoes of Our Times, like Down in the Hole, Down into Muddy Waters, and Last Man Alive. But then, as an extra added bonus, you have Down in the Hole, the blues show with Paul Jones, BBC, and you've got them all. You've got all the tracks from that show. Actually, Down into Muddy Water, Fire in the Blood, Last Man Alive, Spread the Word, and to end the box set off, Echoes of Merry Christmas, Everyone. So basically, with this box set, you have got practically everything that Shaky has done in his solo career. But it doesn't end there. No, siree. This is the last part that I'm going to show you. This is, obviously, you got See You Soon, Shaky. You had some lovely little goodies. So I'm going to bring this a little bit over here. Let's bring this towel over. The table is marked slightly, you see, so I don't want to get anything ruined. So I want to bring this over like that. And I'm going to open this up very carefully. Very carefully. And I'm going to show you what we have in here. It's pretty cool. Okay, so first we have, actually, yeah, we'll do it this way. It's the autograph book. An idea, right, would have been to have Shaky, obviously, and then all the bands. Signature from all the bands and everything. So yeah, the autograph book. Then you've got a reproduction of the poster for A Letter to You single. Now available in a special sleeve with a unique shake, rattle, and roll shake and roll chart game. Limited edition only. Ask for details here. Ask for details here. Where? That's a wacky poster, isn't it? Look at that. Then you've got the sheet music for Oh Julie. Then you have another book. This is Shaky Live Over the Years, the tour programs. I love that. That's lush, that is, that photo. So again, and I actually used to have these tour programs. Obviously, all the photographs from the tour programs ain't in here, but this is from 1981. This is from 1982. 1983. Then 1985. These are made at the fronts and the backs, I think. 1986. 1989. 1990. And you got 92 then, which would have been the Epic Tour. 95. 99. Then you got 2000. And look, I still got, right, every tour that I've been on has been from 2005, and I still have all my original tour programs in my keepsake box. Yeah, Sunday the 4th of December, St. David's Hall, Cardiff. That's where I saw him. And you had 2007, 2006. That's it. November 2006, album due out 2007. But on the back of the album cover, it's 2006, it says. Then you got the 30th anniversary February, March 2011. Phase 1, and then you got Phase 2 then. November, December 2011. Then you got the Echoes of Our Times tour from 2017. As you can see, these are squares. The programs change from long to square ones. Same with the Greatest Hits and More tour 2019. And like I said, this tour is just blew me away. It really did. I hope one of the concerts was recorded, because it would be amazing to actually have a DVD of the 2019 concert tour. I mean, there's not an official live DVD out there of Shaky, which I think is a shame, because I think he's an amazing live entertainer. He's not just a singer, he's an entertainer, and he gives the audience 110% always. So obviously 2020 was a bleak year for us all due to COVID, and obviously it would have been lovely for a new album, obviously, but we never expected this. Okay. I'll put this away very carefully. There we go. And then that's the end of the box set. If you haven't got this already and you're a big Shaky fan, this box set is the ultimate box set. Now, I do recommend this to anybody who loves rock and roll music and Shaky. So, until next time, I mean, that's all really I got to say. There will be links and descriptions in the in the description part of this video for the Shaky groups. And I just want to say again a big thank you to all my subscribers. Let's turn the camera around a second. Thank you again to all my subscribers. Thank you to everybody who have watched this video. And also as well, thank you so much to you, Shaky, and to everybody who's in your team for all the fantastic music you brought us, the tours that you do, the recordings you do, everything. Thank you so much. And also as well, I want to thank you for something else too. In 2018, I had a meeting with both Shaky and Sue again, and he signed a few things for charity for us, and it was so, we felt so humbled, and you know, can't thank you enough for that. Looking forward to the next album. I'm sorry if throughout the video I've been looking that way. My camera is like sort of here, my screen is here, so I'm making sure that I've everything was, you know, as it should be. So I do apologize. So I just want to, again, you know, like I said, say thank you to everybody. Thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you to everybody to leave the comments. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. And I will be back with another video sometime next week. So until then, take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay well. So for me, it's goodbye. God bless, and God go with you. Take care.